So after his event with women, where he made the big announcement that he's pardoning Susan B. Anthony, who's been dead for almost 120 years, Trump did another event in Yuma, Arizona. And this was really a house of horrors. Donald Trump came out of his plane, and his first statement was right away that because he caught Sleepy Joe spying on him, which is treason, he should get another 4 years on top of the 4 years he's seeking now. Take a look at this.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And you know, considering that we caught President Obama and Sleepy Joe Biden spying on our campaign, treason, we'll probably be entitled to another 4 more years after that.
Now, I know when Trump does this, a lot of people say, David, this doesn't even deserve attention because he won't get a third term. Of course he won't. Of course he won't. But what deserves attention is that his followers buy into this stuff. They are so easily convinced that, hey, yeah, it was unfair. Trump should get a third term because of Obama and Biden, despite it all being made up and it all being ridiculous. And this one got bad very, very quickly. This next clip might be the top instance of projection that I've seen from Donald Trump, saying the Biden campaign is cult-like, if you can imagine that.
We're talking about abolishing prisons. Biden's campaign has turned into a cult for open border and other zealots. By the way, they want to double and triple your taxes.
Trump wondered aloud about injecting bleach and alcohol to treat coronavirus. And many of his followers stood behind him saying, you know, maybe it's not such a bad idea. And Trump says the Biden campaign is like a cult. Yeah, the Biden campaign has fallen for the cult of prioritizing democracy and competence in the Oval Office. That's the Biden cult that we have. There's actually a lot that's interesting here. And so first, there's the projection, which with Trump is huge. He often accuses others of that which he himself is guilty of, or he accuses the followers of Biden of that which his followers actually are guilty of. But also the cult-like nature of Trump's followers is a topic of academic inquiry. It's not just, oh, Trump says Biden followers are cultists, but Trump's own followers are really the cultists. This has been studied academically. We interviewed cult expert Stephen Hassan about cults and how the Trump, I'm looking for a word other than cult to say it's like a cult. The base of Trump is very cult-like. So the projection is particularly acute here. And then Donald Trump suggests that were it not for him, we might not have the Second Amendment right now. The Second Amendment would be gone if Trump weren't president.
And she's running against a gentleman who is, when you read what he's done, when you read what he said about the Second Amendment and about all other things, you're not going to want to vote for him. You're not going to want to have them play with your Second Amendment. I'll tell you what, if I weren't president, I don't believe, Doug, you'd have a Second Amendment right now. I don't think you'd have. The pressure that was put on.
This is also another one of these features or bugs, depending on how you look at it, of Donald Trump's personality issues. This is a delusion of grandeur, right? The Second Amendment of the Constitution has been around since 1791. It's been 229 years. It has nothing to do with Donald Trump. It remaining doesn't require Donald Trump. To get rid of it, you would need a new amendment, and that just would not happen. There's just the Second Amendment is completely safe, and Trump has nothing to do with it being safe. And then right in the middle of a xenophobic, racist rant about murderers and killers, Trump short circuits right in the middle of the word removals. That thing happened where he glitches on a word and his right shoulder spasms. You have to watch it to understand it. Let's take a quick look.
In facilities, this would make removing illegal aliens totally impossible, and you would have murderers, killers, rapists in your midst. I don't think so. Immediately suspend all removals, triggering a tidal wave of really a flood, if you think, a flood.
So anyway, every day, Trump doing some kind of event like this, clearly not liking the DNC and the attention that Joe Biden is getting. And each event is worse than the previous, more embarrassing. And the really embarrassing thing on top of Trump it's doing these events is that no matter what Trump says, there's always a crowd that will cheer for it. It doesn't matter how absurd, how ridiculous, how unconstitutional. Trump can always get a group of supporters together. He can find a group, no matter what, that will cheer for anything he says. And that's the really scary part, because when we step back and we say, what has happened to the country over the last 3.5 years? What is the future of the country? Trump is one person. When you find 63 million people to vote for it, that's the real indictment of the country. And as I said before, if Trump wins, he'll probably win with around 65 or 66 million votes. If Trump loses in November, he will lose with likely between 60 and 65 million votes. And even if he is not the president starting on January 20th, those 60 plus million people who are going to vote for him, they still will live here. They will still be a problem that we have to contend with. And I won't redo that analysis because I did it recently enough. Real quick, I want to tell you about our sponsor, Magic Spoon, who have done something awesome. They've taken all of our favorite sugary childhood cereals that we know we shouldn't eat anymore and turned them into something you can actually feel good about eating as an adult. There's 4 flavors: cocoa, fruity, frosted, and blueberry. They taste great. They're crunchy. They're sweet like you would expect this type of cereal to be, but it's perfect for a ketogenic diet because one bowl has only 3 net carbs, 12 grams of protein. It's sugar-free, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free. Once our team tried Magic Spoon for the first time, we actually ended up emailing Magic Spoon back and saying, can you send us more boxes? Send more samples. They've been a big hit with David Pakman Show staffers. And Magic Spoon knows how delicious their cereal is, because if you don't like it, they'll refund all of your money, no questions asked. And you'll get free shipping when you go to magicspoon.com/Pakman and use the code Pakman. That's Pakman.